everyone. So here we have Bachelor in Paradise, episode 5. So basically, let's see where we're at here. We left off in the last episode with someone coming down the stairs. And that person is Sam, I think Sam P. She was actually on the Canadian version of Bachelor in Paradise. I did not watch that myself, so I don't know who this person is otherwise. I know my mom did, but I didn't really watch it. So, yeah, that's who she is. She is, I think she's 34 years old. I have to preface her age because that comes back later. And she's going to be here to stir shit up. And she doesn't know that there's going to be a rose ceremony. She doesn't know the women have the roses. And she's just coming in and this is what's going to happen. So the men, they're kind of don't really have a connection here. And also, I don't think that was really prefaced too much. I think the previous episode, but it kind of happens with this episode as well. Brayden and Rachel really are connecting. So that's ship has sailed for Mr. Sean, but yeah, so kind of the men that are kind of open to needing somebody's rose here. We have Sean, we have Firefighter, we have John, and Peter kind of in this weird place. We'll get back to him in a minute. But yeah, so she's kind of talking to these different men and whatever, and Sean is really thirsty for a rose. But she basically tells him, she's like, listen, I think you're really young. I think your frontal lobe in your brain hasn't really developed yet. And he's like, well, I think it has. Scientifically, sir, it has maybe, but barely. You know what I mean? I feel like it needs to mature a little longer, and I think that's basically what she's trying to get at. And he's like, your people say I'm more mature than other people. And she's like, who, your mom? I like her. But yeah, he's like, well, yeah, her too, but other people too. This guy's not fucking mature. He's ridiculous. Anyway, so yeah, he's not getting a rose, even though he thinks he might get a rose. He's not getting a rose. Just made it very clear. You're too young. As a thing, I'm only maybe a couple of years younger than her. And I could not picture myself dating a guy who's 26 years old. I'm at a different point in my life than you are in. And what I need, you're not going to be able to deliver. And I think and honestly, it's not even so much an age thing, just where you are in life. But I am not a person who's of a belief that a 26-year-old man is there when there are some men who are my age, or, if I was needing to find someone, which obviously I'm not, but there are people who I know who have been my age and have not even been nearly close to where I need a man to be. So it's just not gonna waste my time on that. So yeah, he's not gonna be getting a rose. But now we're gonna just go into the rose ceremony very quickly. You can kind of know who we expect is getting roses from the people they're going to get roses from. Get roses. Obviously, Avon gets his rose from Kylie. Obviously, we see Blake get his from Jess, and so on and so forth. Brayden gets his from Rachel, because that's something that's forming. And then we gotta get to more of those wild cards, those ones that we were questioning a little bit. So Olivia, she's kind of in between. Who is she going to pick? Is she picking Peter or is she picking John Henry? Well, guys, spoiler alert, she picks John Henry. But hold on to that. We're going to move over to Mercedes now, who is kind of in this place of who is she going to pick? Is she going to pick Will or is she going to pick Tyler? Again, spoiler alert, she picks Tyler. Not surprising whatsoever. Will is going home. And then we get to the final one, this final rose from Sam. And who is she going to give the rose to? Like I said, clearly not going to give it to Sean. And she ends up giving it to Peter. Which is weird because I'm like, did they even have a conversation with each other or what? But she gives the rose to him. Which means that we have John going home, Sean going home, Will going home. I think yeah, because we got 8 people and 11 men, so I think that's everybody. So everyone else is good for now. But yeah, that's what happened at the rose ceremony in episode 5. So let's move on a little bit very quickly. I'm just gonna run on through this. Rachel ends up getting a date card. And she ends up taking Brayden, obviously, and they make each other into human pinatas. Great. And then this is the more important aspect of things. Kat has a birthday. She's now 27, going on 2, because this girl has a temper tantrum the size of a 2-year-old's tantrum. But this is basically what happens. She has a birthday and she doesn't expect a whole lot, but she would like to have a romantic something with Tanner. So that when Rachel got her date card, she was a little butthurt that she didn't get the date card because it's her birthday, y'all, and the world revolves around you, grown ass woman who has a birthday. Just, anyway. So yeah, she's upset about that, but it's fine. It's okay. Because she can at least still spend time with Tanner. Hold on, wait a minute. Here comes a woman named, I want to say Davina, but that's not her name. Davia, I believe her name is Davia. She's from Zach season. Yeah, she's from the Zach season. I don't remember her by any means. Even when they did a flashback and we saw her, oh, she looked very different. Still remember her. But anyways, she's from that season. And she comes in again to just fuck shit up. And she ends up pulling Tanner away immediately because she does tell Jesse, whoa, had a brain fart. She does tell Jesse that she really does want to connect with Tanner. So she pulls Tanner aside. They talk. They seem to really be getting along, really vibing. He's complimenting her. She has 2 different color eyes. He's complimenting Matt. Like, they're doing great. So she comes back to the group and she says, I don't need to talk to anybody else. Damn. I just want to take Tanner on the date. Tanner, we go on the date, and he immediately says yes. And then we see Hurricane Cat about to lose her shit. And yeah, he says yes, but he does pull her aside, talk to her after. And he's like, how dare he take a date without talking to me first? And I gave him my rose last night for him to then go on a date with somebody else. Wait a minute. This is deja vu. Does this sound familiar to anybody? How about this is exactly what she did to Brayden, but now she wants to have a hissy fit because it's happening to her. Huh. Karma came real quick this time around. And, yeah, so she's all on her feelings. He said yes to this date on my birthday. Grow the fuck up. But I mean, at the same time, I get it, but I don't like her. So, but I'm like, she's like, said yes on my birthday. And now, like, I'm so mad. Of course I'm mad. I'm pissed. Like, the fuck? Like, I'm like, okay, but he's entitled to do exactly what you did to Brayden. He's entitled to it. He's entitled to explore his options. He doesn't have to run shit by you. You didn't run shit by Brayden when you went on your date with Tanner. So shut the fuck up. Like, really. And then Dahlia comes and she's like, is everything good here? Like, TikTok, we gotta go. And I'm like, okay, damn, give him a minute. But anyways, so they're gonna be going ready to go on their date. And Kat is just crying. She's a mess. She's crying with Kylie. And yeah, they come with a birthday cake for her that the kitchen staff took time to make. She's gonna chuck that shit into the ocean in about a minute. And then we see her kind of just hanging around the other couples. Everyone's happy. She's like, ring. And yeah, so it's like a whole thing. And then Brayden and Rachel come back from their date and they're like, hey, everybody, we're human pinatas. Because also she wants a pinata to fuck up because it's her birthday and she can cry if she wants to, right? And Brayden's like, who's missing? Oh, Tanner, where's Tanner? And they're like, yeah, Davia's here. And, you know, she took him on the date and he's like, Davia's here. Well, shit, was basically what he wanted to say. And he's like, well, we're gonna go take a shower now. And he's like, deep down, maybe this sounds sick, but I'm happy that karma's coming for her because she did to me what is not happening to her, which I don't blame him. 100%. That's exactly what's happening. So yeah, she's like all in her feelings, like, me. And then she goes and she gets her pinata and she smashes the shit out of her pinata. The kitchen staff comes and actually watches her fuck this pinata up, and they're like, God damn, white people, fucking crazy. No offense. But and I'm thinking, but why is the kitchen staff here? But anyways, that's besides the point. It's fucking funny. And she just rips that shit to smithereens. And yeah. And again, as all of this is happening, we're kind of seeing the date with Tanner and Davia. They're kissing. Everything seems to be going really well. And then he lifts her like he's fucking Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing. And I'm like, they had the time of their life. And they owe it all to this fucking show. But basically, that's kind of it. That is full disclosure how far I got in the episode. And we will take a tiny little break here while we watch the rest of the episode. So, okay. So for the rest of the episode, so from my memory, because like memories are blurred, you know, I believe they were doing some sort of, like the group was doing some sort of like truth or dare type situation. And I believe somebody kissed John Henry and that made what's her face not happy. Can't remember who it was that kissed him now. Oh, Kat. That's who it was. She kissed John Henry. And just to kind of wrap that up, it does look like she's going to try and pursue John Henry. Of course, y'all already know because there's like 8 episodes that have already been aired. So anyway, but that's what it looks like. And I'm thinking, here she goes again. She's a messy, messy person. And I think sorry there. I think that's been a little weird. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, yeah, I said that Kat seems to be a very messy person, and I think most men should steer clear of her. Honestly, it's ridiculous. Anyway, so I'll wrap that up with them. But then let's go into Kat and the Tanner drama, which I will come back to the next drama that happened in that truth or dare situation. So the next thing that happens now with Kat, Tanner, and what's her face, who I can't remember. Oh, Davia, that's it. She and Davia end up talking, and she tells Davia that she's like upset that how dare he take her on a date, and because it was my birthday and he took you on my birthday, and like, and Davia's kind of just sitting there kind of being like, well, he said yes, and I don't give a shit about your birthday, and yeah, I like him and he seems to like me, and what do you want me to do? This is Bachelor in Paradise. What do you want me to do? So, she really, truly, I think, like, she feels for her, but it's not going to deter her from pursuing Tanner. And I don't think it's going to stop Tanner from pursuing her if that's what he wants to do. And especially if Kat starts pursuing John Henry, he's really not going to care, because he's going to say, okay, well, she's doing the same shit again, so he's not going to get involved in that. So it is what it is. We'll see how that goes, or most of you already know how that goes. I'm still catching up. Now, with the next drama that happens out of the truth or dare situation is Jess and Blake. Now, it's no secret. We kind of knew this from the Hannah Brown intervention, that Jess isn't fully committed to Blake, and she does kind of still want to pursue other things if something else were to come down. She doesn't want to commit to him 100%. Blake is like, I thought things were good. Like, what the fuck is going on here? So they sit down and they talk, and he says to her, out of getting advice from, I can't remember who he got advice from, but he got advice from somebody on how to kind of like do this and pursue this. And he says to Jess, listen, I thought we were good. I wasn't aware that you still want to pursue other people. Like where is this going? Are we going to take a minute here and pursue other people, or are we going to be exclusive? And she starts crying, and how she is always thinking about other people and putting other people for herself, and she, wants to put herself for once and all this. And I'm thinking, okay, you sound like a little kid. And if you don't want to pursue just Blake, say so. Be a grown up and just say so. Or if you want to be exclusive with him and maybe you're just too scared to commit to that, I don't know, then say so. Figure out something. But pissing and moaning about the fact that you haven't had a chance to pursue other things, it's just been Blake this entire time, that's the case for a lot of people. That's the case for a lot of people. I'm pretty sure and they might be the only ones that have been from the very beginning in this season, but there have been other seasons where it's literally been you, okay, so we're gonna do this the entire time, and guess what? Some of those people are married. Some of those people have gotten married. So it's not a big deal to do that. Her hesitation to commit to just Blake kind of tells me that she doesn't want to be with him. And she's crying about it, but I don't know why she's crying about it. So I think she needs to make up her mind. If she wants to be with Blake, then be with Blake. If you don't, then don't. Because what? I like Blake. I think she would be doing really well with Blake. There could be somebody else who comes down those stairs who is going to do her dirty, and she would be there sitting regretting her decision to not stick with Blake. We've seen that many times. Whether it's on the show or off the show, we've seen that happen. So it's just like, the grass is not always greener. Blake is going to be fine. Everyone wants Blake, okay? Blake will be fine. I'm not saying she won't either. But I'm just saying, when there's always this grass is greener bullshit that some people do, it bites some people in the ass. So I guess we'll see what happens. Of course, a lot of you know what happens, but I'm just not there yet. So I guess we'll see. But that is basically it for Bachelor in Paradise episode 5. And again, if you want to get in contact with me, you can do so by going to Facebook at Reality T times 2 or Instagram and Threads at Reality T times 2 pod, X and Reddit at Reality T. Oh, wait, sorry. Instagram and Threads is Reality T times 2 podcast. Sorry. X and Reddit is Reality T times 2 pod. Email at realityt times 2 at hotmail.com. And we also have our website, which is solo.go/realityt times 2. But that is it for now, guys. Thanks. Bye.